Hi, everybody. Stephanie here, and I am here to share with you guys a 15-minute yoga practice for tight hips and tight joints. And this practice is dedicated specifically to Miss Ireland. But of course, it's good for anybody that has tight hips or joints, guys, between work and school. We spend an awful lot of time sitting, so this is good for kiddos, tweens with some growing pains, and adults alike. So please join me on the mat without taking too much of our time. It doesn't need to take a lot of time, friends. So meet me in seated. We're just going to arrive. Option to close down your eyes or keep them open. No equipment is needed. It's just you and your breath. One breath per movement today. So we're keeping our hands on our knees, and we're just going to take a nice big inhale through the nose. Spine is tall. As you exhale, settle in one more time. Inhaling as you exhale, soften the shoulders. So let's sit up tall. One last inhale. We're going to bring our arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Awesome, friends. So we're going to start with our hands behind us, and we're going to do a very gentle windshield wiper. Starting in center as we inhale, and we exhale both knees over to the right-hand side. Inhaling back to center, exhaling to the left. Nice and gentle, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the side. And this really opens up the hips. It is just waking up the body. Nothing forced here. Nice and gentle. Inhale. And you can do as many of these whenever you'd like to throughout your day. Inhale. Spine is still tall. Shoulders are down out of the ears. Good. We're going to do one more on each side. Inhale back to center and exhaling to the left. Inhale yourself back to center, and you can scoot your bum back. And we're just going to do some ankle and wrist rotations. So we're going to do both directions for both hands and feet. And joints really like circles, you guys. It's really important that we keep our range of motion. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So it really doesn't have to be anything fancy. Waking up the joints, giving them some love, getting that synovial fluid moving. If you'd like to move your neck. Just a few gentle rotations here. So common for our necks to get so tight, especially with all the social media and computers and typing and time on phones for spending. So always staying connected with your breath as you move. Awesome. Meet me in tabletop, all fours position. We've got a flat back. Shoulders are over the wrists and hips are over the knees. This is tabletop position. Core is strong and engaged. And we're going to do a few rounds of cat and cow. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail. As you inhale, this is cow face. And as you exhale, round your back, push your hands into your mat for cat. Inhaling, dropping the belly again for cow. One breath per movement here. Exhaling into cat. Pushing your hands into the mat, spreading your shoulder blades. A few more rounds here, friends. Awesome. So from tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes. We're going to push ourselves back into downward facing dog. So your heels likely aren't going to touch the ground here, and that's okay. Option to walk your dog out. Speaking of dog, hi, Millie. So putting one heel down at a time, gently stretching out the backs of the legs and the hamstrings. And this is where the strength is going to come in, friends. So from here, come back to your downward facing dog. And as we inhale, we're going to drive the right knee into the chest. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling as you do your knee drive. That's 2. We're going to do one more. And this is strengthening our hips. Strong hips give us stability. So now we're going to move to the left-hand side. So we're going to inhale. Exhale as you drive the left knee into the chest. Awesome. Coming back, 2 more. And you can do these as fast or slow as you want, as many times as you like throughout your day. As someone with tight hip flexors, I really appreciate this practice. Back to downward dog. Great. Come down to your knees. And from here, we're going to step the right foot out into a low lunge. You can adjust yourself here. Back knee is down. And as we inhale up, spine is nice and long. And as you exhale, shoulders come down out of the ears. Inhale once more, sitting tall in your spine. And as you exhale, you can gently start to push into that left hip. You can really feel the stretch in the front of the left hip here. Option to have your hands on your hips. Perhaps they're on your knee. We're just here for a few rounds of breath. Excellent for the hip flexors. From here, we're going to bring our hands down to the inside of the right foot. This is called lizard pose. So you can keep the bottom of your right foot down, or perhaps you choose to come to the outer side of the right foot, and that'll give you an even deeper stretch into the right hip. Never losing sight of your breath. It's very natural to hold your breath as you're moving through these positions, but really stay mindful of the inhales and the exhales. Bring your bottom of the foot down to the floor if you had your foot over to the side. And we're going to tuck the back toes, push through plank, pushing strong through the mat. And we're going to bring the left foot through this time. Dropping the back knee. Inhaling tall. And as you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, drop the shoulders out of the ears and gently push forward into the right hip. You may feel a little bit more wobbly on this side, and that's totally okay. It's about getting stronger and better every time we do this. Awesome. Hands down to the mat. Push through plank one more time. And we're going to walk towards our hands. And we're actually going to get ready for what's called a malasana squat or a sit squat. And it goes like this, kind of like a frog. And if this is absolutely out of the range of possibility for you, I invite you to put a block or a book or something underneath your seat. And as we're here, our spine is long and we're pushing our knees into our elbows into our knees, opening up the hips. Inhale, tall spine. Whether you've got the block or not, as you exhale, see if you can sink down a little bit deeper. This is not an easy pose, my friends, and it may not even be accessible for some people, and that is totally okay. Just here for a few more rounds of breath. Good. Coming down onto your back, we've got 2 more poses. We're going to do figure 4. So we're going to cross our right foot over our left knee and weave your fingers or your hands through and grab onto the back of your left leg. This is another awesome hip opener. And you may feel a difference in the stretch depending on how far up you're holding your leg, your left leg. Exhaling into the mat, relaxing into the pose. And the longer we hold these poses, the further into the fascia we're getting. It's the connective tissue within our muscles. Good. From here, we're going to switch sides, this time crossing the left ankle over the right knee, grabbing the back side of the leg, relaxing down. Again, just feeling into the deep connective tissue of our hips. It is so common for us to have tight hips and joints, and that is where I come in. A few more rounds of breath here. Great. Now from here, we're going to grab the outer sides of our feet. It may feel a little bit silly. This is called happy baby. So your bum is basically in the air, holding the outer sides of your feet and gently sinking down further into the mat, relaxing the hips, giving them some extra love today. And it does not need to take a lot of your time. Bringing your awareness to all the parts of your back. See if you can even get your lower back planted into the mat. If you're unable to grab onto your feet, then perhaps you grab onto the backs of your knees, the backs of your shins. Great. Now from here, we're going to take one final stretch, putting your hands above your head, toes pointing to the other end of your mat. Nice big inhale. Awesome. And exhale. So that's it for today, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And remember that hips support us every single day, no matter what we're doing, running, jumping, sitting, playing, walking. So strong hips are the huge foundation in our body, and they help us feel stable and strong. So we can't not give them any love and expect them to give us some love back. So thank you for being here today and sharing your practice with me. I hope it was helpful. Namaste.